Hello. Okay, yeah, I could have started that with my shortcut, but I just decided not to. I'm going to be talking a little bit about a design talk thing. I don't know exactly why I said it that way, but I guess I'm a little bit nervous. So let us load E1M3 here. I think E1M3 is what I want to be doing right now. So yeah, I just thought I'd talk a little bit about something that I was just thinking of on level design. That is the illusion of choice and how that's a pretty cool thing to have, I think. Now, it's kind of cool if it never really occurs to the player that they don't really have a choice. If you think about like how you get through a lot of these levels, you're usually presented with a choice, or you're oftentimes presented with a choice of directions, like early in the level, and then it's quickly revealed that only one direction actually works. Or two directions go to the same place, or something like that. But you know, the levels actually play out fairly linearly a lot of the time. Some of them don't. I'm thinking maybe in the I'm thinking about some later levels that might not be the case with. I'm not sure, but yeah. Anyway, I was just thinking about that. I was thinking about how this level, for instance, you know, it starts out. It seems like you have a choice. You realize that one of the doors is locked. This way, obviously, you can't go, and then you can only go through this door. So in a way, it's controlling the experience you have, while making it seem at first, giving you the feeling of choice. Playing this on ultra violence. This is just a playthrough I'm doing of Doom. And I'm playing on Chocolate Doom, which is my favorite emulator for my favorite source port. Let's see here, which kind of emulates the look and feel of the classic Doom when it ran on computers back in the day. Okay. Let's see here. Guy was kind of hanging out on the edge there. One type of video I also want to do at some point is just going to be talking about. I'd like to maybe go through the levels, perhaps on a much easier difficulty, and just sort of analyze what they are, basically, like the structure layout, and try to make sense of what it all was like, even though these are very abstract designs. One of the things about Doom is that the design is super abstract, like none of it actually makes sense, but it would be interesting to do some sort of analysis on what everything might be. I'm not sure if that would actually make for a good video or not. Feel free to let me know. Let's see here. So anyway, let's talk more about choice here. So here it does seem like I do actually have a choice. So it looks like, now this might have not been open originally actually, so I'm not sure if that might even was a choice, but I perhaps was supposed to go this way, and then I think maybe that switch opened that. So here it actually does open up and there is a bit of, but you do have to go down here first, although you do have a choice here. You could just go this way. So yeah, it does seem like these levels do allow for a little bit of decision where you go first, but not much. So I'm playing, this is E1M3 right now. Striking location here. I like the design here. Pretty weird. Like, I mean, obviously, like, that's the whole thing. Abstract. It's not ever really supposed to make much sense. Like I have no idea what this whole area would be. But it's a neat area. Like some sort of test chamber, perhaps. Bridge that divides into two in the middle and then comes back together. Alright, so we got the blue key over here. Oh. So this is kind of a cool. I love the monster trap parts here. Let's go out. Pick up the key and push by a bunch of monsters. That's pretty cool. Particularly the... I do think I see a lot of monster traps where it's just a monster trap and there's no... I like the added detail though here of the lights going out before you get ambushed. Let's see here. So there's some way to get up there. I'm pretty sure this is one of the levels that John Romero himself designed. Legendary game designer. Or level designer. Game designer, level designer. I don't know why these guys have green hair. I've never really known why these guys have green hair. Perhaps there's an explanation for that. Maybe it's just that's the color hair zombies have. Maybe that's their explanation. Let's see here. There's a secret in there, although I messed that up. Hold on, I think there's a trip when you go on the staircase. That secret opens up. Nope. Wait, come on now. Okay, there it is. I heard it. I heard it. Ah. Come on. Okay. So I'm still sort of at this stage discovering what I even want to do with my YouTube channel. I know I'm pretty much a fan of Doom, and I used to be into Doom level editing, not so much anymore. Now I'm trying to learn to be a software developer and just general game designer. But okay, so this is interesting. I don't know what this is, but yeah, it seems like if you really try to think about it, even though it is abstract, it is kind of fun to try to think about what these spaces even are. They're somehow reminiscent of real types of spaces. You know, like you could see he was probably inspired by something real here, because somehow this feels a little bit logical, like there would be a little collection of toxins, and then like this seems fairly like a processing thing going on here. There's some sort of, because it's kind of looking and being treated like maybe a sewer system here. Okay, let's see here. Oh, maybe I can't even go in there. This one's higher though. A little bit of an illusion of choice there too, because I mean, you have this one area of the sewer that you can't go through, but see, that's a nice little piece of detail. So he's kind of putting a little bit of logic into this whole area by having it continue on as if it is a sewer of some types, or some sort of, I don't know what to say other than sewer, but I'm sure there's a different word for what this might be, but some sort of processing thing where it's there's a reason why this liquid is here and why it's going this direction. It's not just here. So like you can see there's definitely the illusion that this serves some sort of purpose, and that this is like a waste disposal sort of thing. So that's kind of cool. You know, he took the time to make it seem like there's some sort of logic here, but you can't go that direction. So it's not, that's literally just, that hole is literally just there for decoration. Unless you can, because it's a secret. Okay, no, you can't. Anyway. So that's interesting. Okay. It's a little bit warm today. I'm realizing I should probably have my AC on. although that would make the sound not very good. Let's see here. Okay, so I got the blue key and the gold key. I'm sure I'm missing some sort of secret. I know there's a way to get there somehow. I forget how to do that though. Yeah, I know, you know, I sort of remember some of the secrets for these early levels. I'm not very good at remembering the secrets, especially for the later levels. Alright. But yeah, I figured I'd make one video at least here for a while, since I just made a video about doing some sort of Doom series. Okay, so I made this come up. This is a secret. This is the exit of this too. Oh, this is cool. I love this whole sequence here. I keep getting surprised by different levels of monster traps or doors opening with monsters behind them. Very neat. Some sort of mechanical computer room that has many layers to it. It's very complex and behemoth-like. One interesting thing about these is I know that some of this stuff is just like pictures of actual motherboards. I'm not sure if this is itself, but there's motherboards somewhere in there. I'm not sure if that's exactly what we're looking at here with this texture. Maybe that's a motherboard. I'm not sure. Whatever. Recently learned that this this piece of artwork here is actually the same piece of artwork used for the is actually a piece of a toy that is also used for the Gatling gun. So that part at the bottom there is actually the barrel of the Gatling gun, something like that. Something like that. Let's see here. Okay, so yeah, this is the exit to the secret level, which is cool. And then we can, but I don't know if I want to go to the secret level today. I want to finish this part over here. All right. So yeah, okay, so we're coming through this door. We have a choice, right? It looks like we can go left or we could go right, but this is probably one of those cases where the choice is merely just an illusion. So yeah, not much of a choice at all, but still gives you the feeling of a more open, less linear experience. One thing again, I understand it's an abstract sort of level design, but one thing that's always interested me is what's the explanation for why there are barrels of sewage in random places? Like, what happened? Is it just a standard thing for this company to leave barrels of sewage or barrels of toxic waste or some sort of volatile liquid just around? Is that just a thing? Or is that just like, is that part of Hell? Is that something Hell did? Is that something the company did or something Hell did? Like, did Hell, like, think it would be cool to put these here? Alright, anyway. Let's go through. So, taking a look at these textures. Not sure what that is exactly. Some of these textures were very inspired by the idea that, like, I feel like this texture in particular, like, feels very Alien-esque. Like, this game at one point was going to be an Alien game, or based on the Alien franchise, and so some of the textures actually have that feel a little bit. Anyway. Alright. Well, thanks. So that was sort of a random video. I was getting through E1M3 and talking a little bit about how, at least in some level design, you can just how in this level, I guess, there's, and in a lot of other levels in Doom, there's sometimes less choice than it actually seems, but that still sometimes contributes a positive sort of feeling, I feel, to a level. dilution of choice is sometimes a really good second best to just actual choice. Okay, cool. Let's see here. Let me get through this. Yeah, I'm gonna save this now as E1M3. And all right, see you next time. Oh, I can use my shortcut now. All right, later.